Training for real-time interlingual subtitlers. Unit 2, Linguistic Competence. Element 2, Strategies to acquire and develop specific thematic knowledge. Terminology preparation, management and implementation, created by UAB and SSML. The learning outcomes for this unit are: search terminology, identify reliable sources, generate specific glossaries, manage terminology, implement terminology in real-time working situations. In this unit, we will be dealing with the following points: terminology definition, terminology in real-time subtitling, terminology preparation, and main challenges. We will finish with a summary. Terminology. Terminology is a key aspect of the real-time interlingual subtitler's job to ensure the quality of the subtitles. According to Cabré, terminology is the set of units of expression and communication which allow specialized knowledge transfer. Terminology is not limited to science and technology. Politics, which very few would classify as scientific, has a rapidly evolving specialized terminology and can be one of the most challenging specialized fields for a real-time interlingual subtitler, often due to mentions to legislation. Even sports, the domain of supporters and emotion, has specialized vocabulary. In terms of preparation for a particular working context, the real-time interlingual subtitler should try to build up as many concepts and establish as many relations as possible in order to facilitate and speed up the subtitling process. Knowledge will not be limited to the topic matter per se, but it will also be extended to how the topic is discussed, to what end, by whom, and from what perspective. The more the real-time interlingual subtitler knows, the more he and she can predict the better his and her knowledge is of any given topic, and the faster he and she can predict the results. So the real-time interlingual subtitler cannot restrict him or herself to learning words without seeking to find what they express. Well, each working context contains a source text with both neutral and difficult speech segments. The following example show segments classified as difficult in square brackets and bold type, and as neutral in italics. For instance, part of neutral language would be: today, psychiatrists are stuck with a distinction that started over 100 years ago. This would be part of neutral speech. However, as specified in square brackets and bold type, psychiatrist Emil Kraepelin, which is a proper noun, or dementia precox, or schizophrenia would be terms specific and classified as difficult speech segments. Terminology in real-time interlingual subtitling. Terminology in real-time interlingual subtitling is a highly cognitively demanding task. Professionals have to struggle with unfamiliar concepts that have to be previously prepared. Also, there are fast-paced speakers with difficult pronunciation, especially in the case of non-native speakers. There are the memory constraints, the human short-term memory. So there is a consistent recall of specific terms uttered by the speaker that the professionals have to manage for providing the output text. Terminology preparation. Each working context has its specificities, but common tasks in all working contexts are: to know the topic of the speech, to search for specific terms, to familiarize with specific terminology, and to introduce the terms in the system. Once the real-time interlingual subtitler knows what sort of topic will handle, and once she or he has some of the specifics of the working context, it's time to search for specific terms as well as of other words that will be used in a specific working context. This process allows the professional to familiarize with the specific terminology, and the last step is to introduce the detected terms in the system. Information sources. Terminology preparation will depend on the working context, as mentioned. But there are three main common sources of information that apply to all working contexts. First of all, the World Wide Web, which is the most common used information source. Also, depending on the context, there is the documentation, such as a list of speakers, program, or agenda, that is usually provided in conferences. Finally, another information source can be the background information and terminology resources that, depending on the type of job our customer or employer can provide us. It can be papers on the subject and organizations involved, documents to be discussed, text of speeches to be delivered, PowerPoint presentations, and speakers' notes, summaries or minutes of previous meetings, bio notes of the speakers. So those are relevant information sources that we can obtain and request from our customers. In terms of tools, they have the ability to manage terms previously introduced by professionals in the system, such as proper names, numbers, acronyms, and entities. So once the terminology has been extracted from the information sources, it should be introduced in the system in order to have a proper management. Glossaries. Well, after all this terminology preparation, the final product is usually a glossary that contains specialized terms. The main aim of this terminology preparation is to reduce the cognitive load on real-time interlingual subtitlers, because such systems have the potential to reduce cognitive load on real-time interlingual subtitlers by allowing professionals to concentrate on fluent and accurate production of the target message. Main challenges. Main challenges. We cannot forget that all this terminology preparation and management and implementation has some added challenges. Some of them are when no material is available, the terms are too technical. There's also the common problem, which is the time pressure. The collection is mainly done manually, so it's a very time-consuming task. And preparing terminology alone cannot guarantee a successful retrieval during the real-time interlingual subtitling practice. Summary. As a summary, we would like to stress the following points. First, terminology occurs in context, which means that we have to be familiarized with the overall terminology, not only to specific terms. Second, advanced terminology preparation supports the real-time interlingual subtitling process. Third, terminology preparation helps professionals to reduce the cognitive load during a work. And lastly, preparing terminology alone cannot guarantee a successful retrieval during the real-time interlingual subtitling job. Exercises. The exercises for this video lecture are in the trainer's guide and PowerPoint file.
LTA Live Text Access, Universitat Autónoma de Barcelona, SDI, Internationale Hochschule, Scuola Superiore per Mediatori Linguistici, ZDF Digitaal, European Federation of Hard of Hearing People FHO, Velotype, Subti Access, European Certification and Qualification Association ECQA, co-funded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. Erasmus Plus project 2018-1-DE01-KA203-004218. The information and views set on this presentation are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official opinion of the European Union. Neither the European Union institutions and bodies, nor any person acting on their behalf, may be held responsible for the use which may be made of the information contained here.